Okay. Aloha everybody from the YouTube channel. Welcome back to another video. As you can see, I have a very familiar face, but also potentially an unfamiliar face, Luckymadman. Yeah, you might have seen him from some of our podcasts. He's been a part of the Summoner community for a long time, and I've never done a collab with him before, so I was like, you know what? Let's do it here, and what better time than with this update. How you doing, Lucky?
Yeah, I'm doing well, man. We are live on Twitch on my end, so I just wanted to say hello to everyone. Pretty exciting times, man. This collab is pretty big. It's the first collab Summoners always doing. I'm pretty excited. The update notes is coming at a good time. The update is, from the timing of this recording, is about an hour away. So I'm pretty excited to cover this off with you, Island. It's exciting stuff in here.
Very exciting. Sure. So as Lucky has said, we're going to kind of go over these update notes, our thoughts, and everything you got to know. Just to give you like a TLDR. You know, sometimes people don't want to read or whatnot, as well as you want to see our opinions or hear our opinions on stuff. So I brought in an expert. I'd like to say we're both experts in this realm. So let's give you our thoughts. So first off in the update, I'm going to start off at the very top if you want to look at it as well, Lucky. We are looking at, looks like there's some kind of trailer. We definitely got to check that out a little bit later. I probably will check it out on stream. So by the time this video goes live, I probably will be streaming for a long time. Lucky will be as well. So make sure you guys check him out. I'll put the link in his Twitch for his Twitch down below. And of course, my Twitch will be down there as well. So feel free to stop and ask any questions as you guys are watching this video. But do me one favor, if you guys are watching this YouTube video, help me out. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notifications because we upload videos every single day. You don't want to miss out on anything, and it would support the channel greatly. I think over 50% of you guys are not even subscribed to the YouTube channel, so I'd appreciate that. Okay, let's get right into this the units here. We just dive right into Ryu. Okay, so do you know we're getting a free one, right? A free
we are getting a free Ken.
Okay, not Ryu. We get a free Ken. I see.
We get a free Ken, correct.
All right, so what are our thoughts on Ryu here so far?
So there's some pretty exciting ones in there. So just to clarify, I'll quickly cover off the first and the second skill across the board because they're usually the overlapping skills. So Hadouken does an attack break, an attack power break, 50% chance for 2 turns.
Maybe skill ups make it go up. Maybe.
Skill ups probably make the harmful effect rate go up a little bit. And then there's Shoryuken, and then he's got the Tatsumaki skill as well. So the Shoryuken does the branding for 2 turns. Okay. And he may be able to go into Hadouken with a 30% chance afterwards.
Ah, so kind of like Drunken Masters, right? It just kind of kicks in, or like Kung Fu Girls has that second chance to kick in something.
Exactly right. Yeah, and then the spin kick, which is the Tatsumaki skill.
The water one
has that. It attacks all enemies 3 times, and each attack has a 30% chance to remove a beneficial effect, so a strip skill, and absorb attack bar by 10% per hit as well.
Okay, that's okay. I think that's gonna feel similarly to how, you know, the Art Master skill 2 feel, right? Not too consistent, but this has a little bit of absorb as well, so we'll see how it comes to play, right? I think a lot of us were kind of saying that these skills look really, really good in dungeons, right? In like PvE dungeons, branding, attack down, right? Attack bar reduction, especially on the towers on the side, are kind of nice, right?
For sure. I think I would view the second skill as like a weaker Molong of 2018. Because it strips every hit, but then instead of stunning, it has a attack bar absorption. So it should allow him to cycle into the first skill again, or potentially a third skill, depending on which Ryu you're looking at. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's dive into the most important ones. Their passives. Yeah, let's start with the Firewind Ryu. Sure. I mean, they're all Ryu, right? So again, first time all the units are called Ryu. We just gotta call them by element: Fire Ryu, Water Ryu, but Fire Ryu here. When being attacked by an enemy, the chance of receiving a glancing hit increases up to 50% as the enemy's attack power is lower than as the enemy's attack power is lower than your attack power. If the enemy attacks land as a glancing, counterattack. Okay, so chances to glance, and you counterattack if they glance you. Okay.
Yeah, correct. So yes, so it counters with the second skill, which also has that added effect of potentially using first skill as well. So it has a lot of effects put in together, right? So you proc the passive in your second skill into first skill as a counter attack, depending on how much attack you have as well. So it comes down to how much it scales, how much does the glancing scale, depending on the difference of the attack power. That's what we're gonna look at. So we're gonna see if it's a big scaling difference. Like, are we talking double the attack? Does that mean it gets closer to 50%, or what are we talking? Like, what ratio is the difference? What's gonna help it make it to 50% glancing?
Right.
But look, any chance of glancing, you take that, right? And if they glance, you go into second skill with a 30% chance of going into first, which means you have a chance of landing a branding with that second skill. And if you proc, you have a chance of landing the attack break as well for 2 turns.
True. Yeah, we'll see how that goes into play. I mean, right now, if you guys don't know as well, you won't be able to use this. You won't see these in SLBC, and you won't see it in RTA at least until next year. But in terms of like Guild Wars and Guild Siege, this might be a really potentially strong unit, right? Pairing up with like Vigor, or if you're lucky and you have a Molly, right? Anything that glancing, will accentuate it. So that could be interesting, right? And of course, dungeons.
Huge. Definitely, yeah.
All right, water one here. The damage will be offset and your attack bar will be filled up if you receive damage during the turn of the enemy. Huh.
See, that confuses me.
That confuses me.
I think to me, it says automatic effect, but I feel like it's going to be something similar to like Josephine. So it may have a cooldown on this passive.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, because it says automatic effect. So if he gets hit during the turn, that means he'll take a turn straight away. But it says damage will be offset. I think this might be one of those translation things. Does that mean offset to another unit? Does that mean
I think it just mitigates. I think it's going to be mitigate. I think it would be kind of cool if it mitigates the damage. So if you hit it, it just ignores that damage that you just did. Whatever you just did was ignored. But we don't know, does the word offset mean that it's going to, ignore all the harmful effects as well? Like it just nullifies that whole attack. But I think you're right. It's going to be like Josephine, which might be good because of the fact that attack bar is down. It's probably going to be Rune on Despair since it has an AoE, right? So every time you might be able to go and take a turn and stun them, right? From getting your attack bar. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think this one's a very interesting one because it means this one's the one that probably gets a lot of turns. Depending on what the cooldown will be on the passive, I think this is probably one of the ones that you could look out for. Again, I think, as you mentioned already, the Despair set would be really big on him because of that second skill strip. Mm-hmm. And offset, and it could be like Figaro. Figaro is passive. You know how it doesn't take any damage if he gets hit?
Right.
Something like that. The light Joker. So it could be something like that as well.
That actually makes a lot of sense. But the Light Joker, you can still put debuffs, right? So this is not going to mitigate the whole attack itself. It's just going to mitigate the damage. Okay. Cool.
Correct, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so something that has been mentioned just right now to me as well was it could be an anti-AoE cleave as well. So think about it like he could sneak in a turn, cut, and he could strip and stun. So another unit to look out for. That could be a arena defense monster. It could be something used in RTA to kind of cut into a cleave. Something to look out for there.
My question is though, I'm not sure about the wording here, but when you have the wording filled up, right? Like Konamiya fills up, Olivia, Ileana, they fill up. It only fills you to 100, right? It doesn't overfill you. So if it doesn't overfill. Right, so if it doesn't overfill, then I don't think that it will help you to cut into cleave comps. Let's say somebody tries to Lucian you, hits you, it will fill you, but since they were boosted by Bastet, they're going to be over that 100% attack gauge. You're not going to be able to cut. So kind of, but not necessarily, right?
It really challenges the speed tuning of the team that people will be using as well. So it could, but it may not, depending on how the teams are tuned together.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay, cool. Moving on to the win one. Triple combo. Attack the enemy to remove all beneficial effects. If the enemy has no beneficial effects after the attack the enemy once again to weaken defense. If you successfully weaken the defense, attack the enemy with a powerful finishing strike. So we talked about this one before because this one was shown, right? He's basically Daphnis.
The wind Daphnis with 3 checks.
3 checks, yep.
Arguably, it can be as little as 2 checks if the enemy does not have beneficial effects.
That's the added bonus, right?
And it could also be 1 check if the enemy has no harmful effects and already has an armor break on it.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Unless the condition is it has to actually activate an armor break. Reading the wording, it says if you successfully weaken the defense, may mean it's still 2 checks. But I want to kind of challenge that one out and see what happens if you can actually land an armor break with another unit, see if it works.
Right. If you already have defense break, right, it's not going to be that crazy anyway. So I don't see why they wouldn't just give you that 3rd hit. But it seems like he's going to do a lot of damage. Like, this might be your, Giants unit, your Giants, damage dealer. So many other of these PvE dungeons. It's kind of nice that they're not, again, reiterating, they're not letting us use these in RTA and SWC. It kind of sucks, but also really opens your mind to how it was back in the day when there was just Guild Wars and PvE content, right? Units that come out that were good for those are OP. But nowadays, when units come out, they're not good for RTA, they're rubbish. They're garbage, right? Or as people assume. So
exactly right. So they just end up sitting in your storage, rotting away until there's a buff to them, until there's a balance patch for them. So.
Christina, I'm sorry. Anyways, moving on here.
She's being buffed and she's still in storage. So I mean, sometimes they're not as successful. So yeah.
Right next to Vale, right? All right, moving into the light one here. This is the one that people want, right? This is the iconic coloration for him, right? He's light. Yeah, light Ryu.
Ryu, yes.
Yep.
So what
Denjin
did you think?
Hadouken is the third skill here. Collects energy to increase your attack power for 2 turns, self-buffing. Shoots the extreme Hadouken. Okay, this animation probably looks so dope or something, I don't know. Shoots the extreme Hadouken on all enemies to inflict damage that ignores all damage reduction effects. Gains a turn instantly if an enemy gets defeated from this attack. Wow. Okay.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Think about it, because that's an AoE attack that can go into another AoE on second skill as well. And that second skill has that strip and absorb attack bar. So you can almost go into a lot of attack bar gain. You can almost go third skill into second skill into first skill, depending on how hard he hits.
So this is where your best damage dealing despair set goes in. You know what I mean? Like a Zyros despair set kind of, you know, just, or actually not even Zyros, because Zyros you need some accuracy. Actually, you do want some accuracy on him. So a despair hard hitting set you got, right? Is quite nice.
I mean, it can almost be like an Alicia replacement, almost, because it's element neutral. He goes third skill. If he hits hard enough, he'll get another attack, and he can go into second skill, and he absorbs attack bar with that, so he may be able to even leech into a first skill as well.
Right. That's definitely really true. But the only thing is that we have to see how hard the multipliers hit, right? No element disadvantage is nice, but Alicia's multipliers are insane, absolutely insane. Her S3 and her S2 especially hurts like a truck. So
exactly right.
But very good comparison. I want to see the animation more than anything. I could care less about the skills.
Oh, I mean, the animations have to bring back some memories, man. Hopefully they are aligned to what we've seen in the game. Just to highlight back in that video at the top, actually, that you were talking about, you're going to show on stream later. It is actually a skill preview. It'll show you some of the skills of the units. I have shown it already. It is a skill preview of each unit, so you'll be able to have a good look at that a little bit later on.
Oh, definitely. Okay, so if you guys are watching this, we'll probably watch it on stream together, and I'm sure you guys will pull it up and watch it as well. Yeah, on YouTube. Check out those skills, right? Skills of units that you will dream about, that you might get. I mean, it feels like we got a chance, right, with these events and scrolls. So
for sure, yeah, definitely. Alrighty, the Dark Ryu.
There we go. Dark Ryu here. PPK combo, nice. Attack 6 times with endless attacks. Okay, that sentence doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense, right? It says attack endless, but it says 6 times. What?
They should have just put attack with endless attacks, and then we find out later it's 6 hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's always guaranteed 6. Like, make us think that it could be more or less, but just make it 6, but don't tell us. But now you go attack 6 times with endless attacks.
It's like, wait a minute.
Hold on, something's wrong here.
Alright, attack 6 times with endless attacks. The first 3 hits decrease one enemy's attack bar by 30% each, and the 4th hit stuns the enemy. Afterwards, attacks all enemies 2 more times, increasing the duration of harmful effects granted them by 1 turn. Is this a TOA hard god instantly? And is this a CC control comp unit instantly? I don't know.
Pretty much. Think about it this way, right? So you have one unit that gets controlled and stunned.
Right.
Then you also have 2 attacks that's AoE. So if you already have a completely CC down with the stuns or with the freeze, it's gonna extend those effects by an extra 2 turns potentially. Think about Pang, but AoE.
Wait, think
about
CC comps, like those meta comps people are using in RTA, which in the future, right? With Chiwu and Savannah and stuff like that, and this thing going after those, right? Those Chiwu Giannas, like this is pretty toxic. This is actually pretty
gross. I just imagine this following up a Gianna. Gianna 1 turn stun becomes 3 turn stun. Like that's disgusting.
Increased duration by oh my god, that's ridiculous.
1 turn each, yes, and it doesn't say percentage, unless it doesn't say percentage on that, so it's 100%.
It's 100%
effect rate.
Wow. Okay, so
1 turn stun becomes 3 turn stun. That is really gross.
You know, this might be really gross on defense as well, because obviously we're talking about Guild Wars and Guild Siege, like those defenses, like those Triton defenses, those Nephthys defenses, right? Imagine Nephthys and then this goes right after the Nephthys, you know what I mean? Like you're sitting there on silence for 3 turns. Like, bro.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to do anything for a while. It's pretty disgusting.
Wow.
It just comes down to also how hard it hits. I want to know how much damage it does. Yeah, because it could pair up really well with a unit like Clara as well. A pretty prominent unit in Guild War content.
Right.
So Clara getting the guaranteed or getting a stun down and then that extending it for 2 turns can allow the 3rd unit to go rampant.
True, very true.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, nice. So we went over Ryu here. Looks like this is Ken. This is the one that says, please note, the default 5-star Ken can be acquired from collaboration event and cannot be used as material to craft. So this is going to be our special unit, right? Just like Dark Vampire Lords last year, but this is the one we get this year. For those of you guys that are not, watching this in the future where it's not Street Fighter event, we'll see if this gets released in the Ancient Coin Shop as the other version, right? Something you can get as the slash or whatever it is in the coin shop. It's a possibility.
I
right?
would like to think that's fair to assume because that's what they've done with the Vampire Lords, the
Exactly.
Frans, the Dark Cowgirl. So I'd assume it would most likely end up there as the original monster. I was really surprised to see that we only get one element of Ken. That's one thing that caught me off guard because I kind of expected to see all elements, but we've only got the one element, which is in line with how they do those limited monsters,
right? Like
so,
Fran and Dark Vampire Lord, like we said.
Spot on. Yeah.
His skill 1, skill 2 are similar to the ones that Ryu has as well, right? Hadoken and Tatsumaki. So we won't go over that. We'll go over the Shinryuken. Yeah, attack the enemy 3 times and leaves a branding effect for 2 turns each. The damage increases by 50% per harmful effect on the enemy and instantly gains a turn if all attacks land as a critical hit. Okay, so this is kind of like a better Han, right? If you land all the crits, you get a turn instead of attack gauge like Han, the dark ninja. And this is kind of like Brandia and the Fire Homunculus, where they do more damage based on, harmful effects. So kind of like a big nuking PvE unit. This might be a unit that is suggested for players to get moving forward now in the future for their PvE dungeons, right? If it is available, like we said, through coins. So kind of
my only concern with that is the multiplier. Like it says 15% for harmful effect. It's a bit lower. I think it's lower than Crow, which is the free to play equivalent on the 3rd skill.
True.
But it's still a pretty solid free unit because it can chain from 3rd into 2nd, which means you have another chance of stripping with the 2nd skill.
Right.
So it's not a bad unit to be able to have. And it also has a little bit of an attack by absorption as well. So it is still a very interesting kit. It just comes down to how much of a multiplier that 3rd skill has. And that's going to be the differentiating factor when you want to consider them in your dungeon teams over a unit like Crow or another branding. Or a Brandia, for example. So we'll have to wait and see how much of a scaling it has with that 3rd skill.
Cool. All right. Moving on here to M Bison. All right, M Bison. I'll let you cover the first two skills here. Give us your thoughts on those. Since they're the same for them.
There's the only first skill they have is called Psycho Inferno. That has a chance of provoking an enemy for 1 turn. It attacks one enemy, has a chance of provoking for 1 turn. The 2 forms of second skills that I see across the board here is double knee press is the first one, which is attacks one enemy 3 times, absorbs the attack bar by 20% 20% each, recovers the HP by 30% of the total damage dealt, and the damage is based off his max HP.
Nice.
Okay. Bruiser. The other one is Psycho Crusher, which it says wraps the psycho power around your body and dashes towards the enemy and provoke and decrease attack power by 1 turn. This attack will deal more damage according to your max HP. So they're both max HP scaling skills. Psycho Crusher is a provoke, 100% provoke and attack break. And then double knee press is attack bar absorption, 3 hits, and it heals off those hits with scaling off max HP as well.
Okay, so he seems like he's a real provoking type of unit, right? He really wants to provoke and, opens up the option to be ruined on, like, revenge, so that you can just, revenge back and provoke. It reminds me of kind of like Beast Monks, you know what I mean? It's like a different type of Beast Monk, right? Scaling on health, really tanky, and just very, very strong bruiser-like unit. Let's dive right into the third skills here, where this is we're going to be the power of these units come from. Ultimate Psycho Crusher for the fire one here. Wraps the ultimate psycho power around your body and dashes toward all enemies to attack 3 times with damage proportionate to your max HP. Again, really nice. Also, each attack decreases the attack bar by 30%. Decreases the attack speed for 2 turns and stuns them for 1 turn with a 50% chance respectively. Okay, this is it's an AoE attack bar decrease, attack by 30%, right? Decrease, so it's 100% chance. 100% chance for 30% attack bar on everybody.
Correct.
And 50% chance of attack down and stunning. 50% each, different checks though.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay. Seems like a really could be high multiplier skill and CC type of skill that they have going on here. Might go up to 100% with skill ups, or maybe 75, I'm thinking. With skill
most likely 75. And I think at the same time, you were right when you made the comment. They remind me a lot. The skill sets remind me a lot of Beast Monks. These look like Beast Monks 2.0 because they look like they've got a bit more built into that third skill. I don't know how strong these will be in the RTA aspect, but I think for a Guild War, this could be a new Guild War unit, right? So we'll have to wait and see. The attack bar, it's only a reduction. It's not an absorption.
Oh yeah.
So
sorry about that.
Only, we'll have to see, like 30% attack bar reduction. How big is that going to play? But it's also attack speed slow as well. That's pretty big.
Right.
And the stun with the 50% chance. Hey, you know how painful units can be on defense.
I mean, that's why Rika's so strong, right? She puts the, you put her in despair. She stuns and she slows you. You're like screwed. You know what I mean? Like you're slowed and stunned. It's ridiculous.
It's huge.
Okay, moving on to the water one here. Destroy the enemy's max HP by 30% of the damage dealt when you attack the enemy. Also, if all allies are attacked by the target with destroyed HP, the incoming damage will be decreased in proportion to the destroyed HP. If all allies are attacked by the target with destroyed HP, the incoming damage... Oh, so whoever he touches, he destroys their health. And whoever, like, that's health is destroyed by this skill will do less damage to your allies.
Based on that. Yeah.
Wow, it's a damage reduction based on your hit, and this is passive, right? So any of your skills.
Yeah.
Any of your skills. Wow.
Yeah, of any of the skills, but my concern is the wording there says if all allies are attacked. So is it talking an AoE damage dealer? Like, if does it have to be an AoE damage?
No, I think it's just all your allies, meaning that no matter who you have on your team, all of them, no matter who is attacked by that target, they will have damage reduced. That's what I'm hoping it is. That's the more OP one.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. That's how I'd like to interpret it as well. That's pretty big.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage reduction.
It's right? Huge. Yeah.
That's a very, very interesting one. I love these new mechanics that they introduced, right? When they put new units in the game, the more units, the better, because that's more chances of these weird or innovative mechanics to come into the game, which, you know, can be crap and might be garbage units, but at least they try to put new stuff. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, you want to see a new element introduced, and this is definitely a brand new element. So it'd be interesting how much of an impact it's going to have, because if it reduces damage based on the destroyed HP, that could be pretty big. I can just imagine a unit having like 70% of its HP bar completely destroyed. So imagine that trying to deal damage if it's AoE or if it's on a single target. Like, is it actually going to deal any damage? Is it completely mitigated? We'll have to wait and see how it goes. Yeah.
Right. Even if it's like 20%, I mean, 20% damage reduction, that's already nice. You know what I mean? Like, that's anytime you can do that.
Yeah.
We have that on Tessarian and Win Monkey King right now, and that's great. It makes them way more survivable. And that's only 30%, 30, 35%, 30%. So, yeah. All right, moving on to the win one here. Head press, attack the enemy with a downward attack to remove all beneficial effects. Okay, one time full strip. Afterwards, attacks all enemies with a powerful downward attack and decreases attack bar to 0. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so this is an AoE attack bar reduction. So if you were to set this up, right, let's say with a Chi or something to set up and strip all the immunity, right? If you happen to miss somebody, don't worry. You can actually have one more chance to strip with his third skill. That's actually quite nice.
Why would you? But why would you? Wouldn't you just run this guy by himself and he sets himself up and he sets your team up to be able to move next anyway?
Wait, but
it's 100% strip chance.
Wait, but it's only one target though. It's only one target though. It's only one target.
That's
what it is.
Okay, so it's only
no, I was thinking what you were thinking at the beginning too. It's attack the enemy.
Yeah, it's only one. Okay.
Yeah, I passed 3rd grade, so but yeah, so I saw that. I caught that. I missed that sometimes. So it's only one enemy. So that's why if you miss, that's what I'm saying, you have like one more chance on something, right? Or if you just had one target and there was other units without immunity, this can be quite nice as well, right? To dive in on. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. It's an interesting skill. I don't know how strong that is, because when I first read through it, I skimmed through it really quick. I thought it was AoE strip into AoE pushback. How strong is that going to be compared to a unit like Savannah though, in the meta? You know, like
like you have attack bar reduction and defense break, right? So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and speed gauge as well. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. It kind of comes down to what the base stats are, what the base speed is. Hopefully, it's got a nice juicy base speed as well. True. But yeah, as you said, single target strip until full attack bar gauge down to 0. You are right. It's a really good unit to clean up. If you're right, like Chiwi or Trident misses, this guy can come in and clean up the job, whoever they missed on. Hopefully, gets the attack bar down to 0. Looks like 100% activation rate, so should be. I mean, we always talk about strippers and their reliability, right? Like, you never know. We say 100%, but Tiana's probably the only reliable stripper out there. But this one seems pretty interesting. We're going to just see what the stats look like to see if it's actually worthwhile using.
He'll probably sit next to Chun Pong, honestly. Because Chun Pong is kind of like the same thing, dude. They're like best buddies.
Pretty much. Oh, God.
But for people that are using Chun Pong out there, I feel like this is going to be like that same level of utility or versatility. Yeah, or usableness is in that range. All right, into the light one here. Absorb the HP of all allies by 50% each. Absorb the HP of all allies. It takes your allies' health. What the? Afterwards, increases the attack bar of all allies by 40% each, increases their attack bar by 2 turns, and attack speed by 2 turns. Huh.
Yep.
What is the base speed of this guy, man? Because, like,
I know, right?
This might be the new booster, bro.
This guy could be the new busted unit. Think about it, right? His boost is between, like, Bernard and Frigate.
Right.
He then gives attack power and attack speed.
Yep.
with the 40% attack bar boost, that's an inbuilt booster and attack bar, like and an attack buffer in one unit.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
This is basically a better Bernard, right? Attack power and more boost, but at the effect of losing health for your allies, which might not be a bad thing, right? You can combine it with, you know, missing health for more attack, missing health for more speed. You can combine this with, you know, maybe even a Belial that, you know, when he has low HP, he does more damage, right? You can do with so many different units out there that
imagine pairing this with Trevor. Like Trevor, this could pair well with Trevor. Lucian. Trevor's got the attack power lead as well. So imagine pairing that with Lucian. And this guy just boosting them both. And he takes 50% of Trevor's HP. So Trevor will end up cleaning up whoever's left as well.
I mean, let's be real here, especially for the turn 1. If this thing has a higher base speed than the Bastet, it's already a better Bastet. More boost and attack speed and attack power. So it's already going to be better in that aspect, in that versatility and usefulness, right?
And now, if you think about artifacts paired with this, you can actually put like attack based on proportional to lost HP on units like Lucian to get more damage out with the unit like this if he's your main booster as well.
It's guaranteed, right? Because it's
a lot more damage. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Interesting. Different. Here's a dark one. This is one everybody always looks at, right? This is the main element for him. Dark Bison right here. We did see him already, and we did kind of discuss him. We have to see him in the actual gameplay, but his passive is your attack bar would be filled up, meaning 100%, right? Like Olivia, like Ileana, like that water Ryu we talked about. And HP will be recovered by 20% if you're attacked during the turn of the provoked enemy. And he has 2 skills that provoke. So anything that any provoked unit that attacks him, right, that he makes provoke and attacks him, will fill up his attack gauge, meaning that he'll get another turn to provoke and he'll heal. So this seems like the crazy unit that's just gonna keep going like crazy, provoking you and doing damage and healing and not dying, right?
Exactly. I think it comes down to how much of the first skill, like how much is it gonna go up to? I assume it's gonna go up to 75%. And how reliable is that provoke? Because he could be constantly controlling an entire comp by himself.
Right.
If he gets everyone under control and that's it, keep cycling and healing himself.
In the meta right now, you know he's gonna be good with Guild Wars? Chandra. He hugs, and then now they're gonna double revenge every time, right? Because he's gonna hug and provoke. They're gonna touch him. It's kind of like how Jean and Chandra kind of are into play, right? Except he's gonna be way more toxic, dealing out way more damage.
Sure.
So that would be
I think it'll pair really well with a unit like Sylvia.
Oh, that too.
Premium, but Sylvia pushing him along to hit every target available would be pretty nice. And I think at the same time, I think he'll pair really well with the unit like Nyx and RTA.
Oh, yes.
Because it'll make it a 2-turn provoke. And he can control quite a lot of the opponent's side. That'll be pretty painful to deal with, I think.
Yeah. No element of disadvantage.
Very bruiserish as well. Yeah.
Definitely. All right, so overall, looks like Bison looks pretty strong. We compared him to kind of like beast monks. The only thing that'll be different though is most the beast monks don't run crit damage. They're usually a speed HP most of the time. This unit will probably be on a HP crit damage HP or definitely a speed crit damage HP kind of build, more bruiser damage dealing type. So that'll be the only difference between them, but looking forward to seeing those. Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Let's dive right into the 4 stars here. Any of them 5 stars? No, all of them are 4s. We were speculating maybe Light and Dark could be 5, you know, but they're 4 stars. Okay, Dawsome here, the fire one. I'll let you go over the skill 1, skill 2 since you've been doing that.
No worries. So Yoga Punch, the constant skill 1 through all of them, has a chance to stun with the 30% chance. Yoga Fire spits fire, and what it does is it removes all beneficial effects granted on the target with the 50% chance, and then it has a chance of inflicting a dot for 2 turns, again with the 50% chance. Drill Kick is the other second skill, and it says attack the enemy for twice. Each attack having a 50% chance to armor break for 2 turns. And
okay.
Yeah, those are the two skill 2s.
So far, seems like it, smells like it, tastes like it, tastes like a 4-star. That's yeah. If it looks like it, smells like it, tastes like it, it's what it is. Yeah, it is. It's a 4-star. Right. Nothing overwhelmingly OP there with skill 1s and skill 2s. Might have some fun usages, right? Fun test videos or fun combos with other units, but I don't think those are very strong skill 1, skill 2s, especially after reading Nat 5s. But let's get into their 3rd skill. This is where they have a chance to really shine, is through their 3rd skills here. Fire Dawsome here. Yoga. Remove continuous damage granted on all allies. Oh, that's weird. Very specific. Remove continuous damage granted on all allies and attacks all enemies. At this time, inflicts continuous damage on the enemy by the number of continuous damage removed. Alright, instantly. Might be your new Dragon's unit. this will be your cleanser, right? One of the most powerful things in dragons is keeping those dots off you. The more dots you have on yourself, the more damage you take. Now you take it and you shove it all back. So that's kind of cool, but really specific, huh? Like,
I think it's definitely very, very specific, and it says it does attack all enemies as well. When it does transfer the dots back. Now that could be a really good counter to units like Rika or Belinus as well.
Oh yeah.
So if they place dots across all your team, then let's say Rika, for example, drops 3 dots for 3 turns on each of your team. That's the total of, let's say you got 4 units.
Right.
4 by 3 is 12. It's going to return back 10 dots for 1 turn each to all other enemies.
Oh,
that's why I've read it. It attacks all enemies, right?
Oh, that makes sense. That actually makes sense. But you only can return 10 buffs, right? Or 10. Wait.
10 buffs, yeah. So that's why 12 goes down. That's why. Sorry, I should explain that. Yeah. So harmful effects are capped at 10. So it can only send back 10 dots, even if you have 12 across your team.
Right. Yes. Oh wow. Okay. That's actually kind of nice, right? So it might be a counter play or counter unit in those specific scenarios. But the thing is that usually you have Rika and Belinus as being that 4th, 5th pick counter unit, right? But maybe in Guild Wars Guild Siege, if you find options where opponents are putting dots for some reason, then you might be able to use it. But that's not going to come up too often. Okay.
For sure, yeah. I think the rest of the skill set may not suit RTA, but it could be a very good unit to use in Guild War against the Rika-based defenses, for sure.
Right.
Strip a Rika team.
Right. And again, dragons, but that's about it, right? He also puts a dot himself, so could be interesting.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. All right, water one here. A not mud. This is a passive. Recover HP by 20%. If you get a turn without getting attacked for 1 turn, and the damage is increased by 100% when you attack the enemy during that turn. Okay, so recover 20% if you get a turn. Okay, so you get 20% health if you take a turn where nobody hit you, and your next hit is going to do a lot of damage. Okay.
It's going to do double damage. Yeah, correct.
Okay.
So yes.
Cool.
It's a very interesting unit. I think this is one of those units that you can kind of mess around with his first skill and put him on like triple revenge, or make him run really fast as well, so he gets more turns. So it kind of forces your enemy to either attack him, or then he just does big damage next time he moves.
Right.
So it also heals himself for 20% every time he moves if he doesn't get attacked. Right. So, or you can build him to be like triple revenge to kind of bait him to be attacked. Okay. And he has the first skill stun. I don't think the stun's going to be too reliable, but it's something we can definitely test out. And it also depends on how high the 30% chance becomes as well. Again, it seems like a very different, as you said before, we want to see new units introduced into the game that have very different skill sets. And this passive is definitely a little bit different to what we've seen before as well. So it should be interesting because it kind of makes you have to target it.
Okay.
Rather than deviate away. Yeah.
Man, there's a lot of stuff in here. Let's see here. I know, this is crazy. Wind Awesome, Yoga Sunburst. Spits a large flame to attack all enemies and each having a 25% chance to stun for 1 turn. The damage increases by 30% per continuous damage granted on an enemy. Okay, yeah, that's standard skill, I guess, that, has a chance to stun. Might be good for like TOA paired up with like your other dot units. But nothing too special, right? We're gonna move a little bit quicker on with these units since they're kind of standard, I would say. Yeah, but
for sure.
Interesting, which we might come back to and test in the future. The light one here, Yoga Flame, attacks all enemies 3 times with a powerful flame. Each attack having a 50% chance to block beneficial effect to be granted on them for 2 turns. Also destroy the enemy's HP by 50% of the damage dealt. Alright, block beneficial, Steel Fortress. Doesn't seem like it's going to be that good.
Yeah, let's go.
Right, so I guess potentially usable, but yeah, doesn't seem too exciting. Dark one here. Go ahead, what were you going to say? Sorry.
All I was going to say is this would have been a little bit nicer if he stripped into block beneficial, but yeah, I don't really see much use for him outside of Steel Fortress at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see how well it plays out.
Right.
Anyway, let's go on to the dark one.
Sure, dark one. Recovers the attack bar of all allies except yourself, in proportion to the number of harmful effects granted on yourself each turn. Also ignores all harmful effects, including the Oblivion effect and Inability effect granted on yourself. Wow, so you cannot Oblivion, you cannot Inability this unit, and it's going to give attack bar based on...
No, you can.
Wait, what?
It says it ignores the harmful effects. So what it means is that it will ignore, so it can still take all those debuffs, it just ignores it. In the sense that, it may be attack broken, it may be glance, but it ignores that on itself.
Oh, so he takes those. He's more than willing to take all the harmful effects, and he boosts his team based on those harmful effects. So you want harmful effects on him, but harmful effects do nothing to him.
Correct,
Ooh,
yeah.
Okay, this one is probably the most exciting one.
That's the way I've kind of looked into it. It could be, because it doesn't really make sense with the rest of the passive if he couldn't take harmful effects.
Right.
Because like it recovers attack bar based on harmful effects, but then if it said that he can't actually take harmful effects, it kind of doesn't really work. But that means he can still be oblivion, then he can still be stunned and frozen.
Okay.
Or slept. So my interpretation of it that he can still take harmful effects, but they don't actually work on him. So dots won't work. Armor break will work because it says it's on his turn. So I don't know if armor break's kind of in the 50-50 line for me. Attack break won't work. Lancing won't work. He'll kind of just attack through it.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. That's definitely one to look for. Chun-Li, I'll let you take it away with skill 1, skill 2.
All right. So skill 1 does a attack bar reduction with the 50% chance, 30%. Okay. The second skill, spinning bird kick, it attacks all enemies twice and reduces attack speed with the 50% chance each. And the other one, I can't even say that one. The one that's
Hyakuretsu Kyaku. All right, I just said it.
Yeah, dude. Attacks the enemy 3 times with a lightning kick to reduce the attack bar by 20% each, and it deals ignore defense damage if the attack bar's 0.
Ooh, okay.
That's actually, it's actually pretty interesting, right?
Curious to see how the multipliers are.
Second skill.
Yeah, curious to see how the multipliers are for that skill.
For sure.
Let's dive into the S3s here. Increase the attack bar of all allies by 30% and increase the attack speed and crit rate for 2 turns. Wow, we have a 4-star fire booster. Attack speed and crit rate booster. Interesting. Yeah, it's a 30% booster there. All right, we'll see if that comes into play. Go ahead.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting one. Yeah, is that the first fire booster?
Might be, because we only have reverse boosters like what is it? Spectra. That's it. Well, maybe I guess maybe Draco, but that's about it. Right, Draco's boost,
the other correct. Yeah, right. Draco's the other booster. Correct.
Okay. Third skill here for the water one. Attack enemy 7 times. This is the one we've seen before too, with tremendous speed. Yeah, attack bar reduces attack bar by 20% and ignores the defense if the attack bar becomes 0. Right, 7th attack always ignores defense. We want to see the multipliers and we want to see how much damage this does, because this could be kind of nice. Right, it's not YOLO like the water kung fu girl because it's random. This is targeted. So
targeted, spot on.
That's the most
important part that is targeted.
Exactly. Windward here. Your attack bar increases in proportion to attack speed. Increase the attack speed for 1 turn after attacking the enemy every turn. Okay. Your attack bar increases in proportion to your attack speed. Increase the attack speed for 1 turn after attacking the enemy. Okay, so depending on how much speed you have will dictate how much damage you do. So this is interesting. Right?
So I picture that's actually a really interesting one, because the second skill ignores defense as well. So imagine having high speed and high attack on a unit like this. Imagine, to me, that reminds me of like a Chimera, but with a chance to ignore defense on second.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty interesting. It just comes down to multipliers, right? We'll have to wait and see how strong of a unit that's going to be.
Oh, okay.
And it self-buffs itself with attack speed as well. So after every turn.
Oh, that's very, very interesting. I like how it's like a speed-based thing for these Kung Fu girls. I mean, not Kung Fu girls, Chun-Li, sorry. I'm saying Kung Fu girls.
They look like Kung Fu girls, right? Like the skin of a Kung Fu girl, yeah.
All right, Heavenly Kick Faster. The damage increases up to 200% as your attack speed is faster than the enemy's attack speed. Wow. So you do double your damage if you're faster than them. So again, ruining these Kung Fu girls, these Chun-Lis faster is going to give you more benefits. Okay?
Seems like it.
And the dark one, attack all enemies 3 times with a powerful energy. Each attack has an 80% chance to remove all beneficial effects. Hopefully goes up to 100 with skill ups. To decrease the attack bar for 2 turns and to increase the chance of landing glancing for 2 turns respectively. Okay, so hopefully 100% chance to strip it with skill ups.
Yep.
If it does, then that would be a great attack power down and glancing unit. Right, strip and doing that might be kind of nice. Might be kind of nice.
That's really nice. Yeah, that seems like a stronger version of Spectra.
Yeah.
Kind of into those skills, but obviously no attack bar pushback, but it still has an attack break and a glancing. That's actually a pretty good combination altogether.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so nonetheless, seems like these units are pretty exciting, and definitely going to be changing up the guild meta and guild siege meta, as well as a lot of team comps. Right, with these units, we're going to be able to derive maybe even faster and better dungeons and PvE dungeons, as well as see crazier Guild Wars guild siege stuff. Well, until it can be used in RTA. Okay. Let's continue on with the update here. There's a bunch of other things I heard was really interesting. Collaboration exclusive content. Fighters Dimensional Rift has been added. So little dimensional rifts. This is where we get extra EXP, right? From before? Is that what it is? These little areas? I think they're
different altogether.
Oh.
It looks like it's so if we read into it, it says there's going to be a different location. Before it used to be consumed energy. Remember how when you had normal and hard mode? I don't know if it's similar to that.
Right.
It has 5 different states. Like you can clear 5 times and you use more energy. And you get a reward called Fighter's Seal.
Okay. Okay.
And it helps you get various rewards from the special update event. And that's going to show up. That's going to be in the event notice later on in the future.
Ah, so something to farm and clear, and we get fighter seals for events in the future. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like that they incorporated like a actual dungeon in the game for Street Fighters. That's pretty neat. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Fighters Dimensional Rift rewards. Okay, so we'll learn more about that from various events in the future. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, so it looks like you get some sort of currency, like an event currency. That's what these fighter seals sound like to me. And then we'll probably be able to use them to purchase things related to the event.
Okay. All right. There's a new arena rival that apparently gives you more glory points than the other ones and 1 extra crystal. So something nice to have in the NPCs. For those of you guys that clear this, I clear these, right, for extra crystals and glory points. So that's nice, right? We'll see how long it takes to refill. 23 hours. Yeah, to see them there. Master X. That's kind of cool how they did these little collaboration details in the game. It feels more incorporated in every aspect of the game, which is really nice.
Definitely, yeah.
Collaboration monsters will appear in Trial of Ascension in September. Okay, cool. Right?
Okay.
As a clear reward, Street Fighter Scroll used to summon a 4 to 5 star collaboration monster will only be given out instead of 2 Mystic Scrolls. So in TOA, okay, stage 50, we get, instead of 2 scrolls, we get a 4 to 5 star collaboration scroll. Nice. Okay, cool.
That's cool, yeah.
I like that.
I think it's only for normal. It says only for normal.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's only for normal. So normal 50, you get 1 Street Fighter Scroll instead of 2 Mysticals. That's pretty cool.
That's really cool. But look at this. Street Fighter collaboration summon methods. Okay, so these are all the areas you can get the Street Fighter units. Obviously, you won't be able to get them from stones. Is probably what they're going to be saying. Stones, SWC scrolls, but pretty much everything else is you can get them, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool. Collaboration monsters will be summoned in awakened form, and the default 5-star can be acquired from collaboration event. Will not be summoned. Okay. Blessings are applied to collaboration monsters in all summoning methods. Right, so if you're summoning Mystic Scrolls or Mystic Scrolls or Legendary Scrolls and you get a blessing, it can be, a Street Fighter unit in there, not just 2 other Nat 5s. So yeah, that's interesting to know. Okay. What are Street Fighter Scrolls? Street Fighter Scrolls are going to give you a chance at all the elements. We don't know if it's even, but I hope and crossing our fingers it's all even. You can get any of the 4 and 5 star Street Fighter units we talked about above, I believe, except for probably Ken, or maybe we'll find out that you can get Ken, but I'll read through it here. That can be
Ken cannot be. It's the next line there.
Okay, so only Bison, Ryu, Dawson, and Chun-Li you can obtain. And you can obtain all elements from it, which is really nice.
Okay. Important note there is also that blessings will not be applied to the Street Fighter Scroll.
Okay, so it will be applied to everything else except for Street Fighter Scrolls. Got it.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, collaboration event, August 31st of November 1st, has been added to collaboration. Okay, so some events coming up. Collaboration exclusive, SP Summon has been added. Okay. All right. What is SP Summon? The chance of summoning Street Fighter collaboration monsters is applied slightly higher than other summons. Okay. So this is like other games. Other games have like a boost in like chances to get some of the new units they release, like a kind of like a banner, but not really. But across the entire game, as you summon, you're gonna get a higher chance of getting Street Fighter units than the other ones. I think this is nice.
Yep.
This is really nice.
Cool. Yeah. Especially because of how short the event is as well. It's a good chance for everyone to try get at least 1 of the new units as well, for sure.
Right. The only downside is if you don't want any of these Street Fighter units and you're trying to get Illusion or something, right? You're gonna have a harder chance now. Your chance is lower technically. So
for sure, technically, yeah.
Keep that in mind. Collaboration new items sale period. Purchase made on. Okay, they're talking about the new items or the new collaboration special items that are gonna be in the shop, right? Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Moving on here, World Arena Season 14 rewards, okay? As you can see here, a lot of people were complaining in the community that, hey, we want the auras. So it looks like they're bringing back the auras here. They're bringing back this flow of distorted magic, right? And I believe everybody that does RTAs will get these Kokoro emojis, which was supposed to be that reward. So that's really nice of Comtos to do that. I really like that idea. I'm
glad they reverted instead of kind of destroying the value of finishing Conqueror.
Yeah.
And adding those auras, because that was kind of devaluing between being a fighter player and a conqueror player. So I'm glad they brought those back.
Definitely true. I like that. I like how the Comtos has been a lot more close to the community and listening in. That's great.
Definitely being very communicative as well with everything going on.
Yeah. Dimensional monthly dungeon, that should be the 3rd of every month. That's coming up as well. There's gonna be, guys, this week is gonna be lit, right? Streams, YouTube content is gonna be lit on everybody's platform. So get ready, man. It's gonna be so exciting. So exciting. Kairos dungeon improvements. I heard about this. So a lot of people were saying that they want better drops. Looks like Comtois has adjusted your chance of getting 6-star runes at a higher rate in all the other dungeons. We know that B12 has all 6s. all the other dungeons now, you'll be able to get a higher chance of 6 stars, right? B7 through 11s for anybody that's farming that for any reason. But I mean, people have made videos on it. They've tested it out. You can get to B12 very easily. So try your best to get to B12s. If you missed those videos, we do have those videos up on the YouTube channel for you to check out as well. So you guys can build your teams and to get there. I have made one for each and every one of the dungeons. So take a look at those. Oh, here we go. Steel Fortress, right? Skill has been changed. This is something that people have been struggling with, man. Yeah, for a while. People have been struggling with Steel Fortress Dungeon, and they changed it, right? To whenever the enemy's 5th turn ends, drops a Thunderbolt on a random enemy to stun for 1 turn. Also, it used to be 2 turns. Now it's only 1 turn stun, okay? With a 25% chance and attacks 4 times in proportionate to boss's attack power. So basically, instead of 2 turns, it's 1 turn. And basically, instead of 4 attacks, it's going to be dependent on the boss's attack power. So if attack power debuff is a little bit more powerful now, right? Brings a little bit more value. What's your thoughts on this?
Definitely. I think the next part's gonna help out a bit more, but I think this kind of eases the pressure of the dungeon because the 2-turn stun used to almost guarantee a loss in the dungeon, right? So now getting rid of that 2-turn stun and making only a 1-turn stun kind of gives you a chance for your team to make a recovery. I think it makes a pretty big difference for guys that have been trying to speedrun it. But I think all in all, it eases the pressure of this dungeon. This dungeon had too many RNG factors. Resistance can almost always destroy your run. So hopefully this kind of balances it out a bit with a bit of leniency for failing to land debuffs or the most important one, block beneficial effect. So hopefully it makes it a bit easier.
I think this is going to help a lot. So that's a nice change. Again, Comtos listening to the community, which is great, right? They're listening to complaints and feedback and whatnot, which is great. Ranking info for some dungeons are available. Okay, so now there's rankings for all the B12s and the new dungeons. Great for Ryujin and anybody else that likes to get a part of that ranking system. Monster rebalancing here. Vampire Lord, Blood Contract, gains a turn instantly. Okay, so we talked about fixing the AI. This might make him a little bit more viable, right? Giving him more turns might make him stronger. Yeah.
More chances to use the second skill because the issue was that he obviously prioritizes 3rd skill over 2nd skill.
Right.
So this will give him a better chance to use his 2nd skill over just using his 3rd skill turn 1 and therefore having to wait a whole cycle of attacks before he can try use it again. So him being able to have a chance at turn 1 to be able to use it makes it a lot better as well.
Yeah, because at the beginning of the battle, you usually have 100% health, and now his skill 1, he won't want to do it because it's trying to heal, right? So skill 3 will always be used. So that means he's only using 1 and 2. So this might make it more consistent to land the block beneficial. That's really nice.
Yeah, definitely.
Kung Fu Girls, added effect, block beneficial effects granted for 1 turn with 100% chance each attack. Okay. All right, really nice. Wind Dragon attack for the Wind one as well. Remove all beneficial effects and change to block beneficial effects to be granted and decrease attack speed for 2 turns. Okay.
Yeah, so it's given the Wind Kung Fu Girl a 2nd skill and 3rd skill as block beneficial effects.
That's
big. That's gonna be the first set to block beneficial effects.
That's big. I have that one built, so I'm ready to potentially test out and use that one there.
I think you prefer the next set that you're about to read out, the Lizardman.
Lizardman, Fire and Light, Destructive Blow. Is that skill 1?
Or Destructive Blow, I believe, is
skill
the 2nd skill.
Okay. Increase crit rate by 30%. Change to block beneficial effects for 2 turns with 75% chance. Does that go up to 100%? If it does, then that's pretty nice. And then Fire one here. Decrease attack speed for 1 turn with a 50% chance when attacked. And block beneficial effects for 1 turn with a 100% when attacked. Oh.
So that's on a passive.
It's on a passive!
It's on a passive. So he's the one you want to pair up with Rail.
Wait, what the heck? Well, no, but it's when he's attacked though.
Oh, when he's attacked. Oh.
No, but that's good. No, that's still good. That's still good. No, that's still good because that's his passive, right? So when he's attacked, he puts block beneficial, and he only has a skill 1, skill 2, and his skill 2 now has block beneficial, assuming it skills up. So it's basically a 2-check block beneficial because he could get hit by the boss, right? And he could block it as well. So that's a potential chance. That's a potential chance there. I might be leaning more towards the Wind Kung Fu Girl though, because a lot of times these block beneficial units, they don't seem to do a lot of damage. That's why I like Argon, right? Because Argon does the damage and blocks beneficial as well. So I'm leaning towards Wind Kung Fu Girl because I know she will do some damage, right? And she will have double block beneficial. So we'll see. I think that's her and the Vampire Lord might be the ones to look out for, right? You can finally. What's that?
It's a great leader skill for it. I think the Vampire Lord is a great leader skill for it. And he also gives you the attack buff that'll help you probably speed clear as well. We just got to hope that the AI is a little bit smarter and see how it plays out. So I think this will be a good testing point for when this update finally drops, and we can see if the Vamp Lord does what he's meant to do, and see if the easing of the dungeon makes it a lot easier to clear as well.
Definitely. Yeah, you can finally awaken your Dark Mystic Witches now. You can you might not have to use them anymore, right?
For sure.
Moving on, some little things here with artifact improvement allows you to check the value range of sub-properties and artifacts. Info screen has been added. What is this? Oh my god!
Really
Wow!
Your min-maxing of your artifacts.
No!
Right? So when you get an artifact, it goes, this is what the ranges are. So as you're upgrading, you can go, okay, well, because besides looking at that massive table they initially released, now you'll have it visually available for you in-game. So when you upgrade it, it'll tell you, well, this is the scaling between each role you can get. So that's actually really, really nice for people to be able to get.
No, you need to memorize this, yeah? No. See, I spent 1 week memorizing these substats and min-maxes, and now everybody gets a cheat sheet? Wait a minute.
Cheat sheet's so nice because there's so many different options. So,
this is so good, though. They
right?
should have added this for runes way back in the day as well. Right?
Yes, so, I agree, definitely.
This is great. I love this. This is really nice for the wide range of players out there. Right now, a lot of us, like, I've actually already almost memorized all of them, right? Just by seeing them and playing the game. But for a lot of players, this will really help you out. This is big. This is really big.
Yeah. I think the next part is almost just as big. When you continue to read on, you'll see that they are now reducing they're increasing the selling price of normal to hero artifacts.
Okay.
But they're also decreasing the power up value as well, depending on the quality of the artifact.
Oh, depending on the quality. So if you are using blues or purples, they are cheaper.
Well, no, it says if you look at the power up ranges, the value of powering up. So before it used to cost 900 to power up a white one. Now it costs 135 to power up a white one from +1 to from +1.
Oh, that's that's a huge price reduction. Oh, but that's for but that's for the right. Like I said, it's not the quality, right? Depending on the quality will be the price, right? I'll move it up a little bit here so you guys can see the whole table. But so if it's a legendary artifact, it'll still be decently expensive. But the cheaper ones, right? If you decide for the early game players that use those blue ones or the purple ones, you will have a reduced price.
Look at the hero pricing. It's almost halved. The hero pricing, the purples, almost halved the power up value.
Yeah, that's actually quite nice. That's actually quite
nice. A big difference.
Yeah. I'm glad we were able to give a lot of criticism, through the community as well as through our podcast. And I like that Contuous, listens. You know what I mean? They make adjustments and they listen in. Now, this is dangerous, though. I will play devil's advocate. I will say that they shouldn't listen to every single thing we say, but it's nice to hear that they hear what we say and they consider it and they figure out innovative ways to fix the issues and the problems, which is nice, while adding, great features as well. Still waiting on artifact management, though, but we know that's going to happen eventually. It's just a matter of when they're going to implement it, right?
Something to note there as well, at the bottom, you'll see that they also say artifacts will now be applied for all free removal related features as well.
So it's no longer FRR, it's FRRAA.
AA? Artifacts?
Free root removal and artifacts.
Artifacts. Yeah, there you go.
Free root removal and artifacts. FRAA. Yeah. That's what I'm going to call it.
Oh, man.
Okay, applied to your free removal event. It's also applied for the package as well if you buy the package.
Yeah. Okay. For sure.
A couple of siege battle improvements. No points in siege ground will be displayed. First, second, third. Okay.
Just UI stuff. It just tells you the win-loss ratio per player next to where you would have your first, second, and third range as well. So that's pretty nice to see how everyone went.
And for people like Thompson who have complained about Devil Mod, that purchase pack, you can now get 2 instead of 1.
He complained enough on podcasts. Now they're giving him an extra pack to buy every month. There you go, Thompson. You're welcome.
So for those of you guys that buy packs, right? There are people that spend. If you spend money in the game, nothing wrong with that, right? You have additional packs here that if you want to buy. Okay, great. Overall, this update is pretty lit. I am very excited to be testing out these units, checking them out, doing some videos. Maybe I gotta bring Lucky back. Maybe we'll pick some fun units and we'll discuss and have some more collabs. I appreciate you joining me today, Lucky. Yeah.
Thanks for having me, man. It was a lot of fun. I do appreciate it. And I am looking forward to summoning some of these units tonight and really test them out as well. Fingers crossed we get some of these fun ones to play with and see how we go from there.
I agree. If you guys didn't know as well, he streams live on Twitch, as do I. So his link will be in the description. Check out Lucky, and I'll see you guys in the streams. Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of summons this week. We're gonna be doing a lot of fun stuff this week. We're gonna be doing a lot of streams this week. So make sure you guys tune in. And again, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel, do me a favor. Please hit the subscription button. I would appreciate that very, very much. Yeah, it's free to click it to get notified when our videos go live every single day. But until the next one, I'll see you guys live in the next video or stream. Peace out, YouTube.